warning. The episode on Laughs and Troubles podcast, YouTube channel, and podcast episode may at times cover sensitive topics, including but not limited to suicide, abuse, violence, severe mental illness, sex, drugs, alcohol, addiction, psychedelics, the use of plant medicines. You are advised to refrain from watching or listening to YouTube channel or podcast if you are likely to be offended or adversely impacted by any of these topics. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Laughs and Troubles.
Hi, friends. I like how you look over at me because you always know I jump in on that spot.
Hope you guys are ready to hang out and chill. Make sure you grab yourself your little cafecito, a little snack, and...
Vinecito.
Yep, un vinecito, a little wine, and sit back and relax with us and just chill on this beautiful Friday night.
Okay.
All right, so Cardi B had her third baby.
I saw that.
September 7th, she had another girl.
I saw that.
Congratulations to her.
Congrats. She actually looked really good.
She does.
Yes, I saw a picture. I think she was in the bed holding the baby.
Yeah,
yeah, she looks really good.
I have to say, people talk so much about her and like, oh, she's this, she's that, but she is such a good mom.
Yeah.
She's such a good mom. Like, above everything, no one could ever bad talk about her as a mom.
Right.
And I love that.
She even keeps some of the stuff she does away from her kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
She does. She does. I also watched the VMAs. Did you watch the VMAs?
No, I did not. I only watched one clip of a person that was performing, and it looked like there was like a castle and fire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she, I guess, had like the performance of the night.
Yeah, that kind of reminded me of Hunger Games.
Yeah, was it like Chappelle or Chanel? What's her name?
Yeah, I don't know her name.
Guys, forgive me.
Listen,
I'm old and I'm not up with it.
I was watching the VMAs, and it's crazy because I didn't know names of anybody. Like, I kept asking Jay. I'm like, who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that? Like, I'm that old person now. That
no,
seriously
seriously
performing anymore. Like, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like,
I just like became obsessed with the song Please by Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes. So it's funny because when you sent me that message, Lucas already opened it, so I never seen it.
Yeah.
And then when I was scrolling, I was like, oh my god. It's funny, when I seen her there at the show at the VMAs, I kept saying, like, she reminds me of Dolly Parton when she was younger.
I could see that.
It's like the face. I don't know. There's something
features in her face that remind you.
Yeah, because Dolly Parton was beautiful.
So
seeing her, she's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that song too.
Oh my gosh, she's super talented.
Jay was like, she has other songs too, and I was just like,
So I was trying to figure out what other songs, because that's what Ange said. They were like, you know who she is? I'm like, no, I don't. She's like, you've heard her songs.
That's what I said, and Jay said the same thing. Jay's like, you've definitely heard her songs.
So she played a few, and I'm like, oh, okay. But anybody that says motherfucker in their song, I love it. I love it.
So, yeah, I love her song, and then the performances, they were good too. Like, I was like, wow, like, people have become so
artistic.
No, like, just the genres and everything. Like, I'm loving. I don't know, the VMAs, I feel like did it for me. Because of the different genres. I feel like when I watch like the BET Awards, I'm not too impressed anymore.
So I haven't watched any type of awards in so long.
Really?
In so long. I haven't watched like the MTV, the VMAs, or...
I don't even have my mic on.
Oh my God. You better hope they picked up some of that sound.
All right, guys. So I did not have my mic on at all. Listen, I'm all over the place today. I'm still going to put it up the way it was. If you guys did not hear me too well, I'm so sorry. But, yeah, I have my mic on now. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. My mind is just everywhere. Like, today, from the minute I woke up today, I thought I was going to have a chill day. It was my day off. I didn't have to do anything. Then I'm like, oh, I have physical therapy at 11:30. So I go to my physical therapy. I get out, go home. I finally make myself something to eat because I didn't eat anything. By the time I finish eating and drinking, it's time to go get Lucas from school. I head over, go get him from school, get back home, get ready, have to go to my daughter's open house for school, and then I'm here. Like,
that's a lot.
I've been everywhere today.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about like celebrities.
Yeah.
So you can just take a minute to like chill, because I know you were all rattled and you're all been busy all day.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Miley Cyrus is being sued in a new lawsuit Over allegations, similarities between her 2023 hit Flowers and Bruno Mars' 2013 track When I Was Your Man. I know in the past it's been said that he was okay with her doing it. He's not suing her. It's
Who is?
Tempo Music Investments.
And why is your mic so high? First of all, I'm sorry to cut
well,
you
at
off.
least I had a mic. Okay,
You're looking down, and it's like
at least I had a mic. Your mic was over there in the other room. Okay,
it really was, guys. I'm so sorry.
So Tempo Music Investments are the ones that are suing her. They own a share of the copyright in the Bruno Mars song. His original If I Was Your Man.
So it's not his, is what you're saying, the song.
No, I'm saying
beat.
the song is his, but they own shares of that song. And even though Bruno Mars could have been cool with
the
it.
label.
They're basically saying, okay, well, we're not cool with it and we're suing you. Don't do this to my girl, Miley.
Oh.
Don't do this to her.
I'm wondering if that's the same thing that happened to Shakira when she used the Jerry Rivera little bing, 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 bing.
Oh, really? Did she get in trouble with that?
She did.
Oh. Because some people just think you just got to go to the artist, but then they don't look at, like, who created that beat to then sell that to the artist. Yeah.
So, and since we're talking about music still, Jelly Roll, he's killing it.
Oh, he's been killing it.
But no, right now, because he has collab with so many people like Eminem. Yeah. He's with Joyner Lucas.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
he is the Joyner Lucas one. I love it.
What's it called? So I could look it up.
I don't know, but it's about addiction.
Oh, so
I forgot the name of it.
Okay, so it was already Jelly Roll's song, but I think they just had him sing like in parts of a song. I think I did hear it.
I think. Yeah. Or they just put a piece of Jelly Roll's song, is what it is, into the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Jelly Roll's killing it. His wife is killing it because she has a podcast.
Is her name like Bunny?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's killing
cute.
it. She's beautiful. She's killing it. And not only Jelly Roll, but Lisa from Blackpink. She's doing a lot of solo things now. So I don't know if the group is still going to be together because I feel like she's doing a lot of things solo.
Was Lisa like the lead singer of the group or one of the most popular ones that she went out on her own?
Yeah.
Was she like the Beyonce?
No, she's a triple threat. And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you something. All these other people out there in the rap world, R&B world, hip hop world, she is not someone to fucking sleep on. This girl, not only can she sing, she choreographed the dances for the group before, so she's a fucking amazing dancer, and she could rap. She a triple threat, baby.
She is
a triple threat. I love her. She's Thai, so she like thanked in Thai. Was so cute. Aww. But from the group, she was my favorite one.
Okay. I only know about the group because of my niece. Yeah, Jaylee made me listen to.
Oh no, I be listening to like all them Korean K-pop groups now. Like I'm a fucking big K-pop fan now.
No, they're super talented. It's just sometimes, to be honest with you, my radio is hardly on in the car anymore because I have a 7-year-old that brings his tablet along, and then he's playing whatever YouTube video, and it's too.
That's how
overstimulating.
That's why I feel like
me.
I'm so
behind,
not just behind, but like disconnected in the music world because at home I don't get the time to listen to music. Half of the time, either I'm editing, I can't play anything because I have to concentrate, or like you like my little one is the TV's blasted. He has YouTube on. He's doing whatever. So it's like I feel like the fact that Nelson knows more about celebrities and singers now than I do. I'm like, damn, I'm so
well. That's like when you're like, oh, did you hear about this person? I'm like, who's that?
But you're a lot more disconnected than I am.
I'm so disconnected. I'm like dislocated, okay? But when you mention something, I go home and I look it up.
Which is good because we need to catch up. We can't be behind like that. I don't want to be that parent. I already feel like that parent that don't know shit.
We're missing out on so much talent.
Yeah. We really are.
We need to get with it.
We need to get with the program. So back to Lisa from the Blackpink group. The reason why I was saying like she's a triple threat because she doesn't need to twerk to get attention. Like I feel like everything is about twerking, and no, her dance moves, everything's so fucking is like she don't need to twerk.
I'm glad I wasn't born in the twerk area because I wouldn't have survived even if I was talented.
No, you would be like, what's her name? Put It the Fuck On.
Oh, I love
where
her.
she's like, you got no ass, but when I bend down, I got an ass. And she could twerk.
I love
I fucking
her.
me too. I love her.
I don't know where she lives. What is her name? Because we gotta give her some respect.
I think her name is like Girl with the Gut or something like that. Something like that. Oh my God, I can't remember her name.
I hope you're watching this because we freaking love you.
I love her. I love her. I still can't put it the fuck on. I don't have the courage. But when she says to put it the fuck on, I be wanting to go get it and put it the fuck on.
If she was like a aerobic instructor around here and it's called like Put It the Fuck On aerobics, like I would be at her class every day. I would be like, my head would be so big I wouldn't even care if my love handles were hanging out.
For real.
I love her.
For real. I love the positivity that girl puts out there. And I'm sure people talk shit to her or about her all the time, but she don't give a fuck.
She doesn't care.
And I love that.
She's confident and she loves every inch of herself.
She's the type of person that you need in your like circle to give you that confidence, to give you that.
Right.
Like I used to be someone like that to like hype people up, but I feel like I just been out of it and not hyping myself up anymore, that I can't hype no one else up.
Seriously. And you know what? If we got one life to live and this is the body that we're given that we have to deal with, you just need to love it and put it the fuck on.
That's right. Put it the fuck on. Like before, I used to be like, oh, yeah, I don't know about that. But now I'm like, you know what? Good for her. Good for her to have that confidence, because I don't have the confidence. And I wish I did.
No.
I wish I had that confidence.
Me too.
Also, can we talk about Christina Aguilera? Have you seen her comeback?
No. Because I'm disconnected.
Oh, well, I'm connected just a little bit.
Okay.
This girl has come back and she looks fucking amazing, spectacular, like gorgeous. I don't know what fountain of youth that girl's drinking out of, or if she's drinking some kind of vamp
it's the
blood.
Mexican in her.
She's not Mexican. She's Ecuadorian.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I'm sure. She was my favorite singer.
Okay. Well, she's always looked good. I've seen her on The Voice and everything. I've never seen her not look bad.
No, she's had this glow up that is just crazy. She looks fucking amazing. Amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. I just cannot get over how beautiful she looks. I'm like, wow.
She always has like great skin.
Yes.
Like almost not porcelain, but
like a doll.
Yeah.
Yes. She's gorgeous. I was like, I don't know what she's doing, but I need to know, and I need info like today. And I know it's not Ozempic.
You know what's funny is the whole Ozempic thing is like when you watch like all these like commercials and celebrity shows, they're all like dissing each other, like, oh yeah, bitch, that's because you're on the Ozempic. And I'm like, you're on the Ozempic, and it's like, oh, you think you're all that because you lost weight on the. I'm like, Jesus, when did it become like a freaking diss? Who cares?
I don't know. Somebody get me Ozempic. Speaking of Ozempic, Macy Gray, she ended up in the hospital because of Ozempic. She's been taking it. She started taking it when the hype started of Ozempic, when it was being advertised, and it's like, you could lose weight. And so she's like, she gained over the past few years, she gained some weight. And she was like, she decided to try Ozempic because she saw it everywhere.
She's always been like taller and bigger in stature.
Yeah, so she had like this crazy health scare. She was filming her show that she has, like that show, like reality TV show. Oh. And all of a sudden she couldn't breathe. And yeah, they had to like call the ambulance to come get her.
Oh no.
She just all of a sudden was like that she couldn't breathe, that even walking, like she couldn't catch her breath while walking. Like,
and they attributed it to Ozempic? Ooh, I told you. Remember we were talking about bad side effects?
But they were telling her like what's the crew from the show? They're like, you started the Ozempic, you're not eating. Because, when you're on that, you're supposed to eat. Mm-hmm. She was like from suffering from constipation, all kinds of stuff. And, when it's constipation alone, and when you're constipated, you suffer from so much.
And you lose your appetite because you're constipated. You're like, I can't even eat because I can't go to the bathroom.
So, yeah, she had a health scare with the Ozempic stuff. She ended up going into the hospital. I don't know what the results were, but I did see that online, and I was like, oh, poor Macy Gray.
Prayers for her.
Yeah, prayers
Funny
for her.
Macy Gray story is a song came on. We were at the shop. Mary and I were working. I was like, I try to say goodbye. And she's like, oh, I love this guy's voice.
Oh, guy.
And I said, guy? I said, that is not a guy. That's a woman.
I love Macy Gray.
I do too.
Her voice is
so unique.
No one, I think, has ever came out with that has a voice like that. I know that we're talking a lot about like celebrities and music, but I can't help it. Like there's so much info just floating everywhere online that I'm like, oh my god, I have to tell you guys about this. Teddy Swims.
Oh no, don't even go there, because let me tell you
bringing Clubhouse back.
First of all,
Latin freestyle.
That I didn't know.
The fact that you burped into the microphone right now.
Guys,
she's like, bleh.
I'm sorry. I was on the Teddy Swim train before Teddy Swim was even like big.
Mm-hmm, me too.
Like I went to see him last year in concert.
I remember.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That guy, to me, he's like on the top level of male voices for me.
That's how it was. So Nelson he listens to a lot of people like before they hit. Like, I forget what they call it when these artists are there. But, and it's a lot of people that he listens to, and then all of a sudden they just like, whoop, I'm like Joanna Lucas was one of them. And Teddy Swims, he's the one that like introduced me to him. He was like, listen to this song. And I'm like, listening to it, and I was like, that's my stripper jam. That's my stripper song. Like, my inner stripper has
Are
a
you
whole...
talking about something's got a hold of me lately? That one, yeah.
That's my stripper song. Like, I can see myself doing a chair dance and fucking bringing down the water, and the water's all over me. Like, then sign me up for a stripper.
You need to hear his other albums.
So that was the first song. Like, he like showed me before it was on radios and it became big. But now when I hear it, I'm like, every time I'm like, oh, my stripper song's on, and I'm like, raise it up.
Yeah, there's another one that I could probably tell you would like as a song.
It's funny because he has the tattoos on his face, and I was like, who's that? Post Malone's brother? Because they look alike.
Yeah. And you want to know something? He is, in concert, the coolest, chilling, caring person.
Really?
I guess when we were at the concert, it was indoor. It was like in November, and it might have been hot, and I think he saw that somebody might have like passed out. He's like, hold on. He's like, everybody stop what you're doing. Stop the music. Clear a path. Are you okay? Once a person was okay, he went back to singing.
That's amazing.
And he sang every single song live, and I will show you the video. Sounds exactly like he does on the record. That is one person that can sing amazingly.
So I love when I go to concerts and I get that feedback back. Or not get that feedback. They get the feedback. But when I hear that someone sounds exactly the same, how they sound on their like record or on their songs, that they're like recording in a studio, that they sound the same in live, I fucking love that. Because, you know, like when I watch all these award shows and I listen to everybody, I'm like, live, they don't do it for me. Like, I would not go see them live. Let me tell you, for rappers, Megan Thee Stallion, I would fucking go see her.
Yeah.
That girl
is talented.
Call her what you want. If people don't like her, whatever. But when it comes to showmanship, that girl got it. She sounds exactly how she sounds on her record. She sounds exactly that way in person, well, live. And she puts on a show, and I love that.
Some artists truly are gifted. Yeah. I
love that. You know, she's not there rapping and doing her shit, and she's not out of breath. Like, she knows how to control it. She knows all of that, and I appreciate that. That, to me, that's what real entertainmentship is, and what a real artist is. You have to learn all that, you know, when you're going to be a performer. I want to say she's the only one right now that is, like, doing so good. For, like, the whole hip-hop, you know, status for right now. Live. Obviously Eminem, I mean, come on, he's the same too. Yeah, when I couldn't get over how in the VMAs, you know, people come out and they're gonna perform, people are like, woo! And then it's, you know, everyone shuts down to listen to performance. Throughout Eminem's whole performance, people were screaming. Oh yeah, it was just like the whole time. Got it, and he never lost it. No, and he's not going to lose it. They're not. He's not. he's so fucking good. I was like, I can't wait till he's old and he's still rapping to see him.
It's funny how you're talking about Eminem and Megan Thee Stallion in the same sentence, but they don't really get along.
No, they don't. But it's sad, but it's performers. I don't go when I like someone. I don't go about they don't like that person. She don't like.
No, yeah.
If I like the talent, I'm gonna like the talent. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. You know, they got beef or whatever, and they had beef, whatever you want to call it, for years. But I still like both of them. And people are like, "Oh, you got to choose a side." I was like, "No,
I choose music."
Yeah,
yeah.
I they're both talented. So yeah.
Well, I know you like the Kardashians, but people were throwing shade at Kourtney Kardashian because she had admitted that she co-slept with her son until he was like 7 and her daughter until she was 11. And I guess some people thought that was weird. And I was like, you know what? To each their own. If you're a mom and you're comfortable with, I think maybe she co-slept with them maybe the whole time. I don't know. I didn't look into it. I don't know if it's just if they weren't feeling good and they came in the bed or what, but it said co-slept up to some age of 11, and some people thought that was inappropriate.
It's a bit much. But I can understand when she left their dad and, she's in this huge bed alone. So, they would join her. But that is a bit much.
Yeah.
7 and 11, like.
I love my kids, but kids do not sleep in one spot. They're throwing arms, hands, legs, heels, knees.
I couldn't wait to get Lucas off my bed. Like, he slept in our bed until he was 4. And I'm telling you guys, from the age of like 2 all the way to 3, I did not sleep
good it's like night. Broken sleep.
I didn't sleep at all. Like,
they sleep great. They don't wake up.
I was like, it was Nelson, him, and I was on the edge of the bed, like hanging. Half of my ass was hanging off the bed.
Yeah.
And every night I was like that. His dad would like pull him over to the side because he would see me like struggling. And there was times where I would just get up and like lay to the feet of the bed.
Yeah.
Just so that I can get some hours of sleep. Like, it was terrible.
I have never been a co-sleeper. If my kids have been in my bed, it might have been like a nightmare or like an occasional situation. And in that occasional situation, I've gotten throat punched. My child just stretches his arm, punches me in the throat. I'm like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah. I could relate. I got punched in the eye.
Yeah.
In this eye.
Yeah, I couldn't.
And for a long time, I was like, I think he damaged my eye because, like, I had issues with that eye. But they checked and they said it was fine. But still to this day, sometimes I feel like this eye is a bit delayed. After getting, like, he hit me so hard. And the thing is that my eye was relaxed because, you're sleeping, your eye's relaxed. So when he hit it, I saw stars.
I mean, to each their own. And you know what? Every child is different. Maybe you have a child that, that's colicky, that it's easier because you're so tired for you just to kind of like, have that child near you or to soothe that child. Or like you said, maybe you're a single parent and you're lonely and you want to share the bed and stuff like that. So me personally, I don't like sleeping with children in the bed because it's uncomfortable.
It is.
And I don't get a full night's sleep.
I don't either.
But if you do and that's your thing and you're a deep sleeper and you don't care that you're getting healed in the face, then fine.
Yeah, no. For my first, I co-slept with him until he was probably like 2. Then after that, I got him in his own little... Because it's hard to get the kid out of your bed once they're in there for a while.
And then it's hard if you're in a relationship and you co-sleep with your kids because it's like, where do you find time for your intimacy with your partner?
Right.
Without having a little CB laying next to you.
Yep. So I went through hell. But, for my first one, I bought a cot. It was like a small little cot for kids. And to wean him out of my bed, I started off with him on the cot and right next to me on the bed. And then from there, I did that for like a week. Then after that, I etched them away from the bed a little bit. And I did that for a week. There's a freaking fruit fly in here.
I'm selfish. It's all about comfort for me.
Yeah, and then I did that for a few weeks until eventually I got him outside the door and I shut the door.
Smart.
And left him outside the door sleeping. And then after that, he was in his own room.
Smart.
But yeah, that's how I had to do it with him. For Lucas, I was just like, hell no, you're getting in your bed. And he was already too old. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And he kept waking up and going to my bed.
And you kept putting him
back? And I would wait for him to fall asleep when he's in my bed. Put him back in his bed. Yep. I kept doing it. I was tired as hell. I lost so much sleep for that whole week. But let me tell you, after that week, he officially started sleeping in his
It's
in
a
his bed.
job transitioning them.
Oh my
It is
God.
a job. And I have compassion for children that are afraid of the dark and stuff like that, because I was one of those kids, and I did sleep alone, but there was plenty of times where I ran out my room to go find my mom or somebody like that. Like, I understand. I wouldn't be like, oh, it was just a dream. Go in your room. I would do what you do.
Yeah.
I'd let them calm down, settle down, fall asleep, and then I would move them.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just selfish. I like my space. I like my sleep.
Yeah.
And if I don't sleep, then everybody else has to suffer because I'm not happy.
Yeah. I know you don't have a TikTok, which I don't know why, because everyone has a TikTok these days. But it's just because it's so entertaining. There's so much on there.
That's the problem. I don't want to get sucked in and spend more time away.
Yeah. So, anyways, so there is this guy on there who claims to be like a time traveler. He claims to be a time traveler, and he has made some predictions.
Let's hear them.
And I had to share this. I was like, oh my God, this is way too good to not share.
Oh, wow.
So, prediction number 1, September 20th, 2024, skyscraper-sized giraffes and other oversized animals will be discovered in a hidden part of Australia. Large versions of 70 different types of animals are going to be found in Australia. And this includes 3-foot spiders and 60-foot butterflies.
Skyscraper giraffes? I'm still stuck on that.
Are they dinosaurs?
How did nobody see that?
Well, he's saying this is September 20th. We're not there yet.
I'm saying, how has nobody seen that yet? Are they alive? Like, how do you not see a long neck? Skyscraper neck.
Skyscraper. Like, this, it can't be a giraffe. It's got to be dinosaur. Like, he's thinking dinosaurs, and he's thinking back in the daytime. I feel like he's back in Jurassic Park.
Maybe he had another life where he was a caveman, and he's thinking...
I don't know. Unless maybe someone is hiding something and shit's about to hit the fan because they got the woolly mammoth. They got the mammoth. So, his second prediction... October 23rd, 2024, the sun will emit a rare and unknown type of energy that will allow people to learn about their mortality. So, the sun, this is what he says, quote, the sun lets out a rare unknown type of energy that will allow people to see how they pass. This happens to millions of people every day for about 3 months. Some learn they never pass and are immortal.
Okay, so now the vampires are here.
Oh my goodness. What do you guys think about that one? Like,
I mean, is this person acting crazy just to get views and followers on TikTok?
I mean, he could be, but there's people, like, he has a shit ton of followers. Like, it's crazy.
Your mom would be like, eso de demonio.
Or she'd be like, sí, eso es verdad, eso
Oh,
viene,
true.
eso viene.
Yes,
Yo
true.
te lo estoy diciendo que se preparen.
Yep.
She's been telling us to prepare ourselves, okay?
Yep.
Third prediction. October 25th, 2024. A celebrity musician previously believed to be dead will reappear
Tupac.
and takes the world by storm.
Tupac.
A very famous celebrity comes out and reveals he faked his own passing.
Mm-hmm.
He was known as a legend.
No, it's not Michael Jackson.
And will be the most famous person on earth when he returns to making music. I got Michael Jackson from that.
I just think Michael Jackson, if he was alive and faked his own death, I feel like he don't have the energy to come out with new music. I think it's Tupac.
You think it's Tupac?
I think it's... You know, I didn't even believe that guy
Was
until he said
Tupac
that.
known as a legend?
In the rap world, yeah. People still listen to Tupac and Biggie.
Well, yeah, people do. But who else? Is there any other celebrities that died that
I don't want to hear Elvis either. Elvis,
okay, come on.
But you know how many people were like, oh, Elvis is not dead.
I'm sorry, but the way he died, like, it has me, like, on the shitter. Like, it's crazy that he died on the shitter.
Didn't he have, like, a heart attack on the toilet?
Yeah. He was taking a shit.
What date was that? So I couldn't, I'm going to look it up.
October 25th
Okay.
is when it's going to happen, 2024.
Right. Any more predictions?
Yep, there's more. There's 2 more. November 9th, 2024. The sun will disappear for a week. plunging the world into chaos. November 9th, the sun disappears for a week straight, causing the world to go into its first purge.
Mm. Isn't that when we have like the daylight savings crap? Because to me, when the hour goes ahead and it's dark at 4 o'clock, I already feel like the world is dark for like a month, 2 months, 3 months.
First of all, this prediction was made for the eclipse, if you don't remember the conversation.
Yeah.
That we're supposed to have a week of night.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of these fucking predictions, honestly. Next, the last prediction. November 12, 2024. An alien artifact will be discovered in Antarctica, releasing an incurable disease. And this is how he says it. An alien artifact is found buried beneath the ice in Antarctica. It contains a mysterious disease. It spreads quickly through the world, and it has no cure.
Oh, okay. That's scary. But you want to know, the only person that predictions I believed, and may he rest in peace, was Walter Mercado. Okay?
Con mucho, mucho
amor.
Amor.
And if this ain't Walter talking, then I don't want to hear it, except for the Tupac part. Tupac's coming back.
Tupac's coming back. I mean, it'd be cool to see someone who has risen from the dead, I guess. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like these people that make these predictions, they just feed off of old predictions and just like put them back,
and
like
they
bring
like
them back
to stir shit up.
Yeah. So a lot of these church people that they look at all these like
testaments from the Bible. They look at.
They do, but they also look at the people that believe in what do you call those people that like talk about like things like that,
astrology?
Like
astrologists?
No. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart, y'all.
I can't help because I'm a fucking constant brain fart.
I can't think of it, but they get their oh my God, why can't I think of it? It's people that predict shit.
Is Yaman? I don't know what that. Well, I don't even know what that is. It just came up in my head.
Yaman. Yaman.
I'm just trying. Wait. Hold on. You're acting up because you had a busy day.
That's how you know I'm tired. Cause
I'm trying to have a serious conversation here, and I'm trying to help you figure out what you're trying to say because it's on the tip of your tongue. And I don't know why Yaman came up, but I think it's some type of religious leader.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, it says Yaman is a Hebrew name traditionally given to boys, meaning son of the right hand. Okay, right hand of the father.
Damn, I can't think of like what they are called online.
Sorcerer?
No, they have a name that everyone calls them online, but I just can't think of it. It's a lot like not just predict, but they talk about like things that they think would be like in the future or
psychic?
No.
Call me now for your free psychic reading.
Let me look it up because it's gonna kill me right now. I found the word finally. I started searching and then it just came to me. Conspiracy theorist. I feel like a lot of these people that are preachers and stuff, they follow and watch a lot of these conspiracy theories, and then they go on and preach about that and they believe it as well. I don't believe. I'm a type of person, I have to see it to believe it, and I'm not getting enough signs to see it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So come back in a few more years with the same predictions, I guess.
Right. So if you see Tupac,
now if I see Tupac,
message us and let me know.
Yeah, let me know because I gotta see it to believe it. You know, I can't just.
I named my axolotl after him.
I know
his Tupac Shakur. Yeah, that's awesome.
So you watched the stuff about Lacey Peterson's husband, right?
I did.
I've been waiting for that update.
So I watched on Peacock Face to Face with Scott Peterson. So it was a 3-part series. So
Mhm.
excuse my notes. I had to write it down because it was just too much for a
On the
phone.
phone. I feel like I gotta start writing my notes like
On an iPad and enlarging letters because we're a little bit older.
yeah, on the notes
Right.
because we can do
Because
that.
then you lose your spot.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the LA Innocence Project picked up his case.
Okay.
With the theory that she was killed by the burglars and not by her husband.
Mm.
So these are some of the things that are being said kind of like on his behalf to prove his innocence.
Okay.
Not so much only by them, but by witnesses and whatnot.
Okay.
So the Medinas were their neighbors directly across the street.
Mm-hmm.
The burglary occurred directly across the street around the same time frame as Lacey's disappearance. When they caught one of the suspects, suspect said at first the burglary occurred on December 27th
Okay.
in 2022, I think it was. Yeah. But the Medinas were home by then.
Mm.
And then they switched it and said it was December 26th. But the Peterson family believed that it happened on the 24th after the Medinas left at 10:30 a.m. for like the holidays.
Okay.
Because what they're trying to say is after in the evening of December 24th, there was already 30 people in the Petersons' driveway, in the woods, in the homes. There was search dogs, there was helicopters, there was police officers. So they're saying, how could you have robbed the house directly across the street when all of this was going on for days after her, on the 26th, on the 27th? Like, it doesn't make sense. That's what they're saying. So they're saying, yeah, it was impossible for them to rob the Medina's house on the 26th or the 27th for that reason.
Okay.
Scott's family hired a private investigator. They had 5 or 6 witnesses claim to have seen her walking the dog as late as 10:45 a.m. I know I had talked about this story before, but in case you forgot about the time frame, they're thinking that Lacey, whatever happened to her happened, before 10:18 in the morning. So these witnesses said they had seen her as late as 10:45 walking the dog, and that's 5 or 6 witnesses. But they said the detectives concluded that whatever happened to Lacey happened before 10:18. Scott left his house at 10:08 because they did ping his phone leaving the neighborhood at 10:08. I guess he had called his voicemails to listen to them as he was leaving. Karen Service, that was a neighbor that found the dog and said that she put the dog in the backyard at 10:18. Remember the lady that found the dog roaming and she closed the gate, right?
Right.
But they believe she may not have that time correct because the mailman, Russell Graybill, said he delivered their mail between 10:35 and 10:50, and usually the dog always barks at him, and there was no barking and the gate was open. So they're basically saying like that the time
It's not matching.
right.
Huh.
Witness Tom Harshman called Modesto police saying a pregnant woman was forced into a van. This is another eyewitness that said that they saw her being forced in the van. I guess she, quote unquote, needed to use the bathroom and they kind of like pulled over like in some area and told her to go to the bathroom and forced her back into the van. A correctional officer overheard an inmate saying that Lacey did see one of the burglar suspects, Todd, rob the Medina house. So in jail, they were saying that he had overheard them saying that she saw that they were robbing the house.
So they're trying to say like she was a witness, so they try to kill the witness.
Yes. So also Lacey had a very particular watch that her grandmother gave her. The same watch that Lacey had was pawned by a lady on December 31st. At the time, the police couldn't prove that it was hers. Although the watch was similar and probably was exactly like hers, they couldn't prove that it was hers.
Wow.
So they're thinking that maybe the burglars might have stole that and had some lady go in a couple days. And it's 2022, and so maybe they might have like written down who they pawned it to, but I don't know like how accurate that was. If they even took her information or if they just pawned it.
Wow.
She could have lied anyways if they took their information,
Yeah.
So other witnesses say they saw 3 men during the burglary that occurred directly across around the same time frame, but only 2 men were arrested. So here's where it gets a little weird. The next day, officers found a partially burnt van and determined that it wasn't connected to Lacey. In that partially burnt van, there was a mattress that was burnt, but whatever gas can or oil can they used, they put on top of the mattress, and whatever was underneath that can didn't burn. And so the police thought they burned it to cover up some crime, but that it wasn't related to her. But the van was also found near a relative's home of one of the suspects that was arrested.
Oh.
Yeah. The suspect claimed that they used a car and a bike, not a van, but an informant said there were 5 people involved in the burglary. A fire investigator did a luminol test on a sample piece of the burnt mattress in the van, and it came back blue, indicating blood.
Oh.
But police couldn't determine it with further testing, so they left it at that. Scott Peterson's family feel that a lot of evidence was not followed up on and that there are missing reports in files. Witnesses claim that they called in tips, but officers never followed up with these leads because they were focused on Scott, her husband. Just this past May, on May 29th, a judge denied the LA Innocence Project on DNA testing. They had 15 items. The judge denied 14. She only approved 1 item, and that was a piece of duct tape found around her torso. So that's their side of the story. So refreshing you on when this was going on, what the detectives found. I get why his family. Okay, this is kind of where I'm thinking. Like, he could still be involved. And
that's what I was thinking. Maybe he sent
set
someone.
up.
He tried to send someone else to do his dirty work.
I do not. I still, after watching that, I still do not believe he's innocent.
He still has something to do with it.
Exactly.
I agree.
So, because when the detectives went to his house that day on Christmas Eve, the detective got there at like 9 o'clock. There was people everywhere, dogs everywhere, helicopters, everything. They noticed that he had 4 or 5 patio umbrellas in the back of his truck, and it was wrapped in blue tarp. They asked him about it, and he said that he was going to bring it to his shop for the winter, but it never ended up at the shop. It ended up back at his house.
That's weird.
When they went in, the washing machine had dirty rags on top of it, and there was clothes washing in it. When they asked him why he was washing clothes, he said that when he was fishing, it started to rain. He was all wet, and he was all wet, so he wanted to wash his clothes. And when they searched his truck, they found his fishing jacket in there, but the fishing jacket wasn't wet. But I don't know if it was one of those water repellent jackets, so I'm not sure. Also, Scott claimed that the decision to go fishing was made that morning, but there was a fishing license that was taken out for December 23rd and 24th. So he said it was last minute, but he already had a license to go to the fishing those 2 days. And 90 miles away, he went fishing at the bay when there was plenty of other bodies of water close to home. Like, why did he choose to go
specific area where she was found?
Exactly. And after he was done fishing, he had left a voicemail at 2:15. And what they said, it was kind of like very gooey, lovey-dovey, kind of like as if they were newlyweds. But they think that he did that on purpose as evidence to be like, oh, hey, I'm done.
So they don't see him as a suspect.
Right. They asked him, like, nobody even knew that you had a boat. Like, why did you buy a boat? And he said, well, partially for Lacey's stepfather, Ron, because he liked to, like, bond with him. And like you said, when he came back from his fishing, he took his sweet ass time.
Yeah.
Before he even called, like, Lacey's mom to say she was missing.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
No, she had a mop bucket that I guess was there that he emptied, that he claims she was mopping that morning. He took off all his clothes, he washed it, he had something to drink, he had pizza, he called his voicemails, and then he calls her, like, hey, your daughter's missing. That looks real sus, doesn't it?
Yeah, like, first of all, I found out that my, significant other's missing. I'm calling right away. I'm calling everybody.
Absolutely.
I'm fucking doing a fucking chain of a call, video call, whatever it is that I can do and get as many people in one call as I could.
Right.
Like, there's no way that I'm going to just be like, oh, let me go eat something because I haven't eaten. Like, that's the last thing on my mind.
Seriously. And when the detectives approached him for a search warrant to clear his name, they were trying to like say, "Hey, we want to clear your name. We want to search deeper into the house. We want to make sure that Lacey wasn't abducted." They wanted to check her computer, search the cars, his shop or whatever. And he basically said to them like, "Do you really think that I'm going to sign this without a lawyer?" And I guess the detectives were like, "It doesn't matter. We already have the search warrant. Like, we're doing it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether you sign or not.
So when they did their search warrant, they determined there was no signs of forced entry. And you remember the homemade anchors that were at his shop, right?
Yes.
It looked like he had made 5 anchors, but there was only one there. And they're thinking, like, what was the other 4? To hold down the arms and the legs, maybe in the water, like the homemade anchors? The messed up part is they did like 500 searches in that Bay Area, and somebody found like a homemade anchor that looks very similar, and they determined that it wasn't related, and they dropped it back in the ocean. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he also searched what the tides were going to be during that time. They had said that, like, if you want to murder somebody and ditch their body, like, the Bay Area is where they go.
Because I feel like this guy watched Dexter.
Probably. So he had the residue that looked like he had the rings there that he made, and they weren't there. Like, they were missing. So it looked like he had made 5 of them, but only like 1 was there. You know how they had like a piece of her hair in the needle nose pliers?
Yeah.
I don't know whatever happened with that, but I don't think that it really...
Anything, like it didn't help at all.
Right. It said there was concrete residue along the inside edge of the boat that would be there if somebody was rolling a weighted body or something out of the boat. So he buys his fishing license beforehand. He checks the tides for the day. So it seems kind of premeditated. Not to mention when they checked out his lures and stuff, nothing was opened. And he had like a freshwater setup. It wasn't even like for the ocean.
Saltwater.
Yeah. Yeah. So he claims that he continued to talk to Amber after this because he was trying to prevent it from going into the media. But his voicemail said otherwise. He's like, I love you, I care about you, and this, that, and the other. But he just made it seem like, oh, it was nothing. It was just a 2-month fling. I was just a bad husband that was having sex. And he made it seem like he was just talking to her to keep her quiet in case she knew. But you know what I found weird is the 2 men that were arrested for the burglary, they requested a polygraph. They said that they had nothing to do with it. They would willingly take a polygraph, and they passed.
And they didn't give it to them?
No, they did, and they passed, I believe.
Oh, they did.
But Scott was offered a lie detector test, and he refused. Yeah. So the strip of duct tape in her front torso, I already mentioned that. So when they asked him, why that time we arrested you, did you have $10,000 in your vehicle? And why was your hair a different color? And why did you have your brother's license? Because he was real close to the Mexican border. They thought he was going to... He says... Oh, the $10,000 was I sold my truck to my brother and I happened to have it there. The hair color change was because I was getting death threats. And the fake in my brother's license was because I was trying to get in for discounted price at the golf course that my brother belonged to. Those were his reasonings. They said when he found out the news of the bodies that he kind of bowed his head and he had like a tear come down afterwards, but he wasn't like falling apart at the seams or anything like that. And he later went on to have like a burger, fries, and a shake or something like that. I couldn't eat. If somebody told me that they found my husband or my child and
Dead.
and I was a suspect, I wouldn't even be able to eat.
No.
No. Not at all.
Like, these people that do that, I swear, they're not okay in here. Like, something is, like, fucked up.
Yeah, and he was just all nonchalant this whole time. You know what I mean? He didn't testify, he said, because they would have eaten him alive because of all, he had all these people hating him. He felt like if he testified, they would have just ripped him to shreds, so he didn't. He chose not to testify. The officers, they executed more than 10 search warrants for their home, vehicles, and his work. When the body was found, it was too decomposed to determine how she was killed. They couldn't tell. But when they did do the search on his home, they found a little blood on the duvet, which is like the comforter. It turned out to be Scott's at the end of the bed. and there was an indentation at the end of the bed that looked like there was something there that like might have been laying. So they're thinking a scenario of she could have been soft kill, she could have been strangled, or she could have
Okay.
been smothered at the end of the bed. He did, and maybe she like scratched him and that's how he like bled a little bit. But they
Okay.
didn't say whether or not he had any scratches on him.
So they never did an autopsy. Oh, they
They
couldn't
couldn't.
when they found her.
I believe there's still parts that were missing that didn't come up. Like, you know, she
Ugh,
wasn't intact. The baby was, but she wasn't.
sad.
And the detectives, they also so they brought up the whole point of why did you run to the neighbor and say you were golfing and then you switched your story and said that you were fishing. That looks sus.
Sus.
Yeah. Um so yeah, his fishing rods, I told you, was fresh water, nothing was open. And the detectives feel if the burglars were going to frame Scott, they wouldn't have weighed down the body.
Yeah.
They would have wanted the body to come up. They don't have a boat, they claim. They don't have a truck that can pull it. They have no way to get to the bay. So there's no evidence of manner of death or cause of death. So the LA Innocence Project feels like it's an unfair trial because there was no evidence of the crime scene. So that's where we're at.
Oh, that poor. I mean, I feel bad that this is still going on. Like, for that poor girl. I mean, at least he's behind bars.
He's behind bars, but now
But now with this, like, it's. I feel like he has a fighting case because of it, kind of. Because now they have all this evidence.
I want to know the blood on that mattress. It
Yeah.
was determined that it was blood, but then what happened?
Why didn't? And maybe.
And it was a clear round piece. Like it wasn't burnt where it was like, oh.
Well, maybe they can't determine if it's her blood because she's not here to sample.
No, but her family is. They can sample her mom. They can get DNA through that way.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's still not the same. But
no,
they
but
can.
they could. They could still somehow.
Or even the baby, because they found the baby. They could have taken some.
So
DNA.
how do you think when they found the body, they determined it was hers because of DNA? It still connects to her.
Yeah.
Even the tissue,
it's
all that
true,
stuff.
It's true.
And Connor, the little baby.
I
got confused though because like I read somewhere that the baby had duct tape on his head, and then I was thinking in my head like, could they have duct taped her to try to keep the baby in? Because maybe they knew that once she was put in the water that the process would naturally push it out. Because there was duct tape on her torso. Like, were they trying to like duct tape her private area so that nothing would come out?
Maybe when she died, because when you die, your body relaxes and everything comes out. Maybe they push the baby back in.
But they're only
sick.
approved. They're only approved for one item to be tested for DNA. How much DNA do you think that one item is going to have when it's been in the water for 4 months and it's been 20 years? Do you really? I mean, it may have her DNA because it could have been stuck to her, but like, do you think they're going to find anybody else's DNA?
I don't
think he has a standing case. Maybe if the judge would have accepted the other things to be tested.
I feel like everything just. Sorry, I'm spitting over here. Mm-hmm. I feel like everything still points to him.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. I feel like what he does, everything points to him, and he can't say that he was fucking framed. None of that, because it's just the way you're acting.
You were involved. I feel like you were involved.
Either way, yes. Either way, he was involved, and I feel like the way he acted with both, like info he was given both times from the missing to the. She's deceased and found is not a normal reaction. I don't care what anyone says. Like,
no, I agree, but you know what? When that burglary I can't even say the word today.
I was like the
burglary.
Last week.
When that burglary happened, and it happened around the same time frame across the street, like I feel like maybe more should have been looked into it. I'm not saying he's innocent, but I'm saying maybe he didn't actually do it. Maybe he hired somebody else to do it, and then he finished it off by disposing. But that's just me, predicting. I don't know.
Like I think the same thing. Like either way, he still had something to do with it, and I feel like he planned it. He was a mastermind behind it all. Like,
he for this episode he had like 15 seconds of like recording because he was like doing this documentary, but he was still in prison. And it just seemed still like he's like, yeah, I think about the times I can like almost still smell like, that time frame. And like, it was just like, shut up. I want to see you sobbing and crying if you didn't do it.
Yeah. Because that's your wife and your baby. Like, I can't. Like, that's how I feel about that Wade Wilson guy, like, that I talked about last week. Like, he still has, like, there's more phone calls coming up, recorded phone calls. There was, like, another chick named Jessie now. And now this one, the way she talks to him is like, okay, baby, don't worry, honey. So he's, like, complaining to her that he's, like, in a cell by himself. I feel like the cell he's talking about, I feel like they put him in a hole.
Like solitary confinement?
Like, I think something happened between him and someone, and they put him there in the hole. And he's like, I can only grab, like, my stuff from the little, pretty much the little slot and the phone.
Poor thing.
And he's like, I can't even, my room is right across from me, and I can see my food, I can see everything. I just want to be able to, like, have my phone and my tablet and blah, blah.
So are the people that you killed. They wanted to be able to have their phone and their lunch and their tablet too.
Yes. So I was just like, like, just listening to the conversation, and the bitch is, like, trying to move to, like, closer to the jail, buy a house out there because she wants to be closer to it. But I'm like, you do know that he has a death penalty. Like, he's not.
You do know that there's plenty of fish in the sea. Hey, if inmates is your thing, then it's your thing. That's your prerogative. But, like, like you said, what are you going to do moving for somebody that's on death row?
I don't know. What are you going to do? Go outside of the jail and wave at the window where he's at and shit?
Color him a picture from your child's coloring book and mail it to him? Stupid.
Oh, my goodness. It's crazy. I don't know. But I don't know. You guys, tell me what you guys think about, like, the different things that we've talked about, the predictions. Like, tell me what your thoughts are on those predictions, because those predictions are just crazy, especially, like, skyscraper giraffes. And the spiders being that huge, that's creepy.
A 60-foot butterfly? You won't even need a fan. You're like, no way.
I feel like this person was, like, dreaming about Jurassic fucking Park and shit.
Yeah, he's on hallucinations.
Oh, man.
This person's doing shrooms.
I was just going to say that. I'm like, he must have been on a shroom.
Psychedelic. And he's like, yeah.
He was on a shroom high.
He's breeding hippopotamus with camels, and it's just, it's...
Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, so next episode, we are definitely going to bring my daughter on to talk with us and hang out with us. I think it'll be an interesting, episode.
I love Jay.
Talk, like, young talk and have a younger minded person here with us and just, like, sharing some stuff.
She could tell us about Pink Pop.
Blackpink.
Yeah.
But this is going to conclude this episode for today. And make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you are just joining us and you're here for the first time. And if you are listening on Spotify, don't forget to like and rate. I got that shit right this time.
And hey, I predict that you'll be here for the next episode.
Hey. All right. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.